I think I read my first fantasy book, and it was good, y'all. Want to hear about it? Here it goes.
It's gonna be the intro to your book review, right?
So I had the opportunity to read the book Return of the Chosen by Aseera with my amazing book club, ICU Reading and Social Network. And you guys, it's a fantasy book. And I'm pretty sure that I have probably never read a fantasy book like that genre. And I am totally a fan, okay? Totally a fan. And let me tell you why. Because this book has some supernatural, all kind of amazing stuff going on. It kind of puts you in the mindset of like Marvel and stuff. I would think that I would definitely enjoy watching it on TV or in movies and stuff, but reading it was so amazing, and it seemed to capture a realism, because although these people had these superpowers that in reality people don't typically have, the way that they were treated and their stories really was reminiscent of, honestly, how a particular group of people in this country could actually be treated. Before we go any further, I want to go ahead and just remind you all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. And make sure that you share this video with friends and your family and everything, so that you know your girl's face can get on out there. All right. And shout out to Kaylin Hunt for my shirt, y'all. Because I know what I always say, read a book. So this book is about a group of what we call the chosen. And this group of individuals, they all have superpowers. And it kind of depends on the person, what type of power that they have, right? So, you know, in book club, we had a ball just going around talking about what superpower we would have if we had a choice. And I think I said that my superpower I would choose would be to heal people. So somebody else might have said to read people's minds, but child, Now, because the chosen appear to be way more powerful than most other people, most other people thought it a good idea to imprison them. Yeah. So I really got to think about how I want to keep on talking about this book, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because it's a really good book and I want y'all to read it, and I don't want to tell y'all too much, but I want to tell y'all enough so that you really get the drift of what I'm trying to say. So let me think about this. So our chosen people, right, ain't bothering nobody, but because, you know, folks fear the unknown, which is, you know, just very parallel to the real world, they are being persecuted and living in hiding. And they are finally just like, you know what? We done with this. Like, we about to go ahead and return to their home, which in the book you find out is a place called Electi. They all like, no, we're going back home, baby, and we about to live footloose and fancy free. Okay? And for whatever reason, there's a group of people who just don't want that to happen. They don't like it. They just feel like it's necessary to just keep minding business that ain't theirs and bothering people that ain't bothering them. Yeah. So this might have been a fantasy genre book, but baby, the realism of it all. The author gave us some great characters, because we have one in particular. Her name is Alexis, and we talked about her in great detail, mainly because her circumstance allowed for some of us to like really be on some middle finger up to her. And then there were others I was like, I kind of understand her a little bit. And I absolutely love that the author gave us characters like this because, you know, it's easy to just have somebody that you just hate, you know what I mean? But she was definitely a character that you felt a bit of empathy for. Y'all know I'm a tough cookie, and I still wasn't messing with her. So, read the book. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Then, of course, we have some allies in the book that one of them ended up being like one of my favorite characters. I like them a lot. So they had their allies. They had the folks that was tracking them. You had, what was his name? General Ellis. He was so trash, y'all. So trash. Y'all gonna have to read the book, honey, so y'all can know what I'm talking about, so y'all can hate him like I hate him. You know what I'm saying? There was a whole lot that was happening in this book, and surprisingly, it wasn't even that long. And then when you take into consideration that it was such a good read, like it didn't take me long to get through the book at all. And I was like, shoot, let me go ahead to book 2, because sis gonna have to know what's about to happen next. And see, that's another thing. Like, the author wrote this book and made you want to know what happened next. So there's a part 2 and there's a part 3 for this book series. Okay, so just know that. And even though this first book is written where you get all of your meat and potatoes, you know, you get a satisfying story, all your questions are answered and all of that, she still wrote it in a way where you like, nah, I got to go on to book 2. I got to see what's about to go on happen next. And so that just speaks to the brilliance of the book. I'm sure at this point you can just about guess what I gave the book. Yeah, I gave it 5 acrylic nails. Turn of the Chosen had social commentary, it had love, it had action, it had fantasy, and it was my first time actually experiencing a book like this, and it definitely piqued my interest and my desire to want to read more of it. So I am totally a fan. I am giving this book, yes, like I said, 5 acrylic nails, and I'm encouraging everybody to get out there and get the series because it's a series and it is good. All right. So, you guys, I'm Tam. I'm telling tales. Read a book.